All rideshare drivers out there, one of the biggest challenges, one of the biggest money makers in this business. Remember, you have your Uber account, you have your Lyft account, right? But how far can you go? How far can you build? How far can you determine what type of income you receive by having those two platforms? Now, I fully understand and respect if people are out there, they bought a used Prius, they're putting in part-time hours, they're earning some little bit of extra cash on a Friday and Saturday night. They're happy and content with UberX. They're happy and content with what they're making. I'm happy for you, right? But the way I've been trained, the way I've been schooled from a very, very young age is explore all the possibilities and aim for the top, right? And I can tell you, I walk the walk, I talk the talk in this business. And over the years, I have helped many drivers that then want to turn and increase their earnings, increase their possibilities. I've helped them build fleets, whether it's in New Orleans, whether it's in Scottsdale, in Phoenix, in Houston, in Dallas, in LA, in Orange County, in San Diego. Not only have I made partnerships and started fleets with these individuals, but I also run my own operation in LA. And I don't know what there is above this as far as income goes, right? When you start renting out these characters here, whether they're Escalades or Suburbans at 500 to 600 per week, and you have a return of investment after 15 months, I don't know what type of businesses can offer you those returns, right? And my formula, I've shared it with hundreds and hundreds of fleet owners around the country. And I can tell you, Uber and Lyft collectively have made millions and millions of dollars by these fleet owners investing, going to dealership auctions, allowing me and Michael, my partner, to buy for them, to source for them the right car at the right price, and then build and build and build. So I want to read to you a letter from a very close friend, and we've been communicating since day one, since he started. I've helped him build this fleet. I've given him all the input. And most important of all, Randy Hall went out there and did it. Yes, he is one of those drivers where I knew, hey, this is an A student. He's going all the way and he is going to make money. So he, just before Christmas, he writes me this nice letter. Hey, Torsten, long time no see. I hope you've had a great year since the last time we communicated. I want to drop you a quick note and say thank you so much for the help you gave me earlier this year. The advice and direction you provided on starting a fleet of SUVs was instrumental in getting me over the hump and helping me to get the business up and running. We now have a fleet of 6 black Suburbans with 5 successful drivers and 1 extra vehicle. And those stories make me happy. This guy now has his own business. He's followed the formula. He's out there making money. If Randy can do it, you can do it. If Torsten can do it, you can do it. If Michael can do it, you can do it, right? So just follow my formula, right? He says, I have plans to grow the business and add about 1 new vehicle per month all the way through to 2020. All the way through 2020. So he's probably going to add another 12 vehicles next year. And he always keeps me updated on his progress. So I'm excited to see this company grow from 5-6 vehicles to possibly 18 vehicles, right? If we can end up somewhere around 15 vehicles total by the end of next year, I will be thrilled. Honestly, I don't really have any real challenges with the business at this moment. I would say my biggest risk is simply Uber. I tell my drivers all the time that they need to build up enough private clients so that if Uber changes the game, they will be able to survive on just the private clients. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you again. And if you're in Dallas, be sure to look me up and we can go and have a nice meal. Happy holidays. Randy Hall, president owner of Best Rides Texas. So, you know, When you follow my formula and you go through the Rideshare driving school and you do the pro course, the number 3 course, which teaches you how to brand yourself, build your product, right? And how to recruit drivers and, most importantly, recruit passengers and private passengers, right? Because one private passenger, let me tell you, who gets a platinum service will bring you 5 new clients. So word of mouth is probably the most powerful thing in this business that I have built, that Randy has built. So just look at his logo, right? Best Rides Texas. Super clean website. You come on the website, and I want to give him a shout out. And if there's any passenger out there in the Dallas area and you want the guy, I will vouch for Randy Hall. I will vouch for Best Rides Texas, right? You get to his website, talks about the vision, talks about the drivers. He has an application process, right? And I showed Randy how you recruit the drivers. I showed Randy how you recruit the very best drivers, the cherries, right? The very best of the best, right? Because those are the people that represent your brand, and those are the people that you want in your fleet, right? You're not shooting for 4.6 or 4.75 rated drivers. Sorry, and if I've insulted anyone out there, any driver out there with that rating, you're definitely, unfortunately, not the guy who can get into the limo business. This is about platinum service, the very best of the best, and the earning possibilities and the tips are off the charts, my friends. Just ask Randy. Right now, he then also has a nice scheduling platform for passengers where you can schedule a ride. So anyone in Dallas that needs a great limo driver or a limousine company, again, just go to this website. I'm going to leave it underneath this video. Click on that, whether you want to apply as a driver in Texas, in Dallas, or as a passenger. And then the one thing we also covered extensively in my course is the branding, the social media, because guess what? Without marketing, you are not going to get those clients. So it is important to understand that social media goes hand in hand with your company, right? With building your new company. So he's gone out there. He's got the Instagram. He's got the Twitter. He's got the Facebook. He's got the YouTube channel, and you're more than welcome to go and take a look at that, right? But, you know, step one, my friends, if you have a little bit of money aside and if you want to dive into this business, I always say, you know, be realistic in the beginning. Maybe go for a 2015, 2016 or 17 Suburban. These Escalades will set you $20,000, $30,000 more dollars back. But you want to buy a car like this at the auction for $25,000 versus $40,000, $45,000 used at a car dealership versus $60,000 new versus like my Cadillac Platinum new would cost me $108,000. No, you can go out and get that car for $50,000, $60,000, right? So you got to have that money. You got to be brave and take that first step. You got to go out there and register your LLC, right? Get your commercial insurance, get your commercial registration for that particular vehicle, get it weighed, and that is going to set you back $1,200. The best guy in the industry is Alex from businessrocket.com, who will speed up the paperwork for you. The best buyer that I've ever come across, who buys in Texas, who buys in Florida, who buys in New York, who buys in California, is my business partner, Michael. Michael and I print money in this business because we have a formula that we have taught hundreds and hundreds of fleet owners, and none of them have come back and said, you know what, it never panned out. Some have become super successful. Some just have a few cars. Some people remained with one car. But the bottom line is what they have all in common. They went out there, they marketed, they followed my marketing steps, right? Starting with the very basics, getting all your free magazines, your business cards attached to the magazines, and recruiting and building private client after private client after private client, right? Now, to start a fleet, obviously you'd have to have your fleet account. As Randy Hall correctly says in his letter that he addresses to me, the unknown factor is Uber. What will Uber do with fleets next month, next year, tomorrow, right? Will fleets still be around? There are no certainties with Uber. There are no certainties with Lyft. But one thing I can tell you, if you can still jump in, start a fleet, capitalize on Uber and Lyft, build out at least a few cars, get your TCP, your TCN license, everything in place, and get your limousine company off the ground, you can do exactly the same as Torsten, Michael, or Randy did, right? Build out your private clientele, because when they pull that rug away and there's no more Uber and fleet to rely on, one thing you can always rely on are all your private clients. And no day goes by when I make less than $500 or $1,500 a day with private clients. Sometimes actors or NBA players or CEOs or musicians or rock groups will book me out for the whole day, right? They feed me, they pay me. You will never, ever make that money in X. You would never make that money in Select or Excel. You would never make that money in Uber Lux alone, or Uber SUV alone, or Uber SUV and Lyft SUV alone, or Lyft Lux and Lyft and Uber Lux alone. No, you have to build out a strong base of private clients. I show you my formula. Step one, you sign up at Rideshare Driving School, do the pro course where you learn how to brand yourself, where you learn how to recruit your clients, and then we get on the phone and we discuss all the ins and outs. I set you up with the buyers, I set you up with the people that get you all the paperwork done, and then within 90 days running, you can release your social media, your marketing, and start with your first few cars, or start with one car, right? I started with the one car that I drove myself, and then I just started building and building and building and applying my same formula, right? And now I have an extensive fleet of over 50 cars and many, many Priuses as well, right? So once you understand this formula, whether you want to go out and play with the big boys or whether you want to lease out to UberX drivers, right? It's a formula, right? And Randy understands that formula. The people that I've coached around the country who are making money understand that formula. You look at something that works. You never throw money at things that don't work. You invest into things that do work. So if you want a healthy ROI, return of investment, right? Whether you're looking at investing in fixing flips or apartments, right? Which will eventually pay off. But there is no faster way to get, right, to that profit line where you're starting to make money, where your car's paid off, right, than the fleet business. Understanding the costs, right? What costs are associated with these cars, right? I know what costs occur at 100 or 150 or 200,000 miles. I can factor in the givens. I can factor in the gas usage, right, based on the miles that this car drives and what type of MPG this car gets. I understand the depreciation of these vehicles. I understand what it takes to recruit the drivers, the best drivers, right? Then also give your drivers schedules, 30-day schedules, so that they know of all the sports events, all the music events, especially in metropolitan cities, right? So once you understand this formula, you should be brave enough to take that next step. If you're ready for that next step, if you're ready to explore the real money in the Uber and Lyft and limo business, please reach out to me, right? And do yourself a favor, go to www.ridesharedrivingschool.com, look at the curriculum there, do the course. There's codes underneath the video where you get a 30% discount, and then say, hey, Torsten, I truly want to build a fleet. I truly want to go from an X or XL into one of these vehicles, but I want to know what it takes to drive on the limo platform, which is the private platform with private clients, on the Uber platform and the Lyft platform. And then beyond that, if that works for you, buy additional cars and lease them to drivers and repeat that formula. All I do is interact with the drivers once a week on Tuesdays when they collect their paycheck. Uber wires me all the monies collectively of all the drivers into my main account, right? Into my fleet account. And from there, I deduct my vehicle costs, the lease costs per week, and I write a check for the difference, or I Venmo the difference, or I PayPal the difference. But the people can clearly see what they've earned in that week, each and every driver, some more, some less. Some have put in more hours, some have put in less hours. They know, okay, that week I made $1,500 or $2,500. I owe Torsten and Michael $500 to $550. I owe Randy money as Best Rides Texas, and then the rest is going into their own account, right? So again, you could be a driver leasing from an operator like myself, or you could be the operator. You choose which position you want to be in, right? Both sides, believe me, make money, right? Because the company like myself or Randy's company, we build out the private clients. We also help our drivers with a lot of private trips, right? That maybe him or I can't do. But if I'm double or triple booked, I'm handing over those trips to my best drivers, right? And I am collecting a further 20%, not like Uber 50 or 60%, but I'm collecting 20%, let's say, of that $150 or $200 or $300 booking, right? So I'm providing them a private client that I have recruited through my limousine company, and I'm empowering the driver. So you have a choice here. Do you want to be the operator, or do you want to drive for the operator, right? If you are driving for the operator, or if you're thinking of driving for an operator, again, ask me. I can look at the contract. I can tell you whether it's fair. I can tell you whether they will be looking after you, right? I can tell you if you should sign or not sign that contract, right? If you are paying too much. And also, never be shy to ask the operator, what are you going to provide? Are you going to actually provide some private clients to me, right? This is what successful limousine companies do, right? So this is a business I love. This is a business that I'm passionate about. And in the scale and the ladder of Uber and Lyft things, what you can do or what you can achieve, this is probably the highest echelon, the highest income stream you can derive from your Uber and Lyft account. Peace out and drive safe, my friends.